And also the instructor, Delante, definitely make sure that any questions that you have does not go unanswered. Very genuine, very transparent, and really loves what he does. And that's one thing that I look for in a mentor.
This broadcast is brought to you by Bold People Get Rich. For more investing knowledge, be sure to visit www.bpgrinc.com.
Now sharing what he's learned with others by hosting courses on investment strategies.
To be able to pass that knowledge on to other people, it makes me feel like, I'm doing something that's valuable in life.
This broadcast is brought to you by Bold People Get Rich. For more investing knowledge, be sure to visit www.bpgrinc.com.
First thing I want to let y'all know is you can start a trading account with as little as $10, all right? And if you're not greedy and trying to get into this and try to make a whole bunch of money really fast, you would understand that even getting into it with $10, maybe you may not make a lot of money, but you can begin to learn the markets with some skin in the game.
This broadcast is brought to you by Bold People Get Rich. For more investing knowledge, be sure to visit www.bpgrinc.com.
But what this lesson is about is, like I said, for the working person. You do not have to be in front of the computer to actually participate in the foreign exchange market. Did y'all know that? Did you know you don't have to actually press buttons to participate in the foreign exchange market? You don't always have to be in front of the screen.
This broadcast is brought to you by Bold People Get Rich. For more investing knowledge, be sure to visit www.bpgrinc.com.
Welcome to Markup Mondays, where every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we analyze the financial markets, educate the community on trading and investing, discuss world news and popular topics. I'm your host, Delante Brady, Chief Analyst and six-figure earner with Bold People Get Rich, and here are some things you need to know about this broadcast. During the market analysis portion of this call, we often find areas in the market to trade or make our investments. To be updated on these entries, exits, and trade management, make sure you tap the 3 dots on my Facebook page and change following to favorites. This way, you'll never miss an update. To receive investment knowledge, exclusive deals, and updates, click the link tree in my bio and subscribe to our mailing list. If you're viewing this broadcast on YouTube, to be kept up to date, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. This is an event made for the people, by the people, and we love to hear your feedback and answer your questions during the show. So please feel free to comment as often as you like. Lastly, all forms of investing do involve risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Increasing leverage increases risk. Before deciding to trade in any financial market, you should carefully consider your financial objectives, level of experience, and risk appetite. Any opinion, news, research, analysis, price valuation, or other information contained in this video does not constitute investment advice. No person or persons in this video is a financial advisor. Welcome everybody. If you're tuning in, go ahead and drop where you calling in from. I'm really glad and grateful to have everybody on the call right now. I got something really special lined up for you guys tonight as far as the presentation. We're going to be talking about the metaverse. It's something that's very important, and you need to know about it for the future. But let's go over the agenda. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over last week's trade. And we're going to, see how that played out. Then we'll get into the news for the upcoming week for our pair and for the foreign exchange market in general. It's a very important week as far as news goes for the foreign exchange market. Then we'll get into the investment gem of the day. And then after that, we'll get into talking about the metaverse, Facebook changing its name, all of that good stuff. All right, let me go ahead and go through the comments and see who's on the call right now. What's going on, Joe? What's up, Khalil? Portland, Oregon. What's going on, Mo? Cleveland, Ohio. Cleveland in the building. What's going on, Rachel? Reminderville, always in the building, repping. What's going on, Don? All right, what's going on, Elisha? Okay, Elisha. What's going on, Sid? Akron, Ohio in the building. I am an Akron native from Akron, Ohio. What's going on, Shay? Cleveland in the building. My cousin JR is on North Side, Akron. Okay. What's going on, fella? Akron, Liv, Portland, Oregon. Look, welcome to the call, everybody. Definitely in for a treat tonight. What up, JB? Bedford Heights, Letitia. We still got some coming in. Kansas is in the building. Naya, what's going on, Naya? All right, so let me go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and review last week. I'm gonna go ahead and Rachel said, nice hoodie. Yeah, my wife gave this to me. Normalized Black Health, always repping, right? Big V Project. Shout out to the Big V Project. Dean Huda, Los Angeles, California. Man, Painesville, Ohio is in the building. What's going on, Alicia? All right, look, let's get into it last week. Let me pull this up and let's go over what happened last week with last week's trade. If it goes higher than that, we would sell from this area, in between the price level of 1.16880 and 1.17100. So where I would take a sniper entry or take a chance, y'all would be expecting it to come here. This would be the first buy zone. I would like to take it up to the next high, and that would be about, let's call it 1800 pips.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's f***ing good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
All right, so we are officially 10-0 for Markup Mondays, guys. Go ahead and drop some flames in the chat. If you have been taking those trades, remember, I am not an investment advisor. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. But, if you've been taking those trades, go ahead and drop some flames in the chat. Still got a couple more people to shout out. My man Mees is on the call. What up, Mees? Akron, Ohio. Malted Milk. What's going on, Ma? Said Lou in the building from Columbus. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing we always want to do at the beginning of the week is we want to know what's going on as far as the news goes, because it's very important as far as our decision making when it comes to taking position. So we want to know what's going on. We want to know what news we have coming up for the week. So let's go ahead and get into that. You already know I like to look at my FX book. Forex Factory is another good one. I prefer my FX book because I've seen that, you know, they have more information a lot of times than Forex Factory. So give me a quick second to share my screen. And boom, here we go. Nope. Let's go ahead and look at the economic calendar. Continue to my FX book. All right, so news is already passed for Monday because they have us on Tuesday right now, and we're starting out the week with some red folders. So can anybody, any of my students or anybody, you know, if you're familiar with trading the foreign exchange market, what week is it this week? Every trader, if you trade in the foreign exchange market, you should know what week it is. You should know what week it is. What major news release week is it this week? Let's see who get it. NFP, right? Joe said NFP. What's going on, Kingdom Cobb? What's going on, Cobbs? Khalil, NFP, right? Everybody knows NFP. If you don't know what NFP is non-farm payroll. It is the most volatile and most important news release event for the foreign exchange market. It takes place every first Friday of the month. That's something that you never want to forget. All right, so it takes place every first Friday of the month, and it's not just Friday that's affected though. All right, so they release the news the non-farm payroll news on Friday for the US dollar, but the markets are kind of wacky all week. All right, this is a week where I actually stop trading on Wednesday. I like to be out of the market by Wednesday. I'll take a trade Thursday morning, early morning during the London session at the latest. Then after that, I'm out of the market. All right. And what I found is that usually if it's loud in the beginning of the week, or if the market is really volatile and we get large price movements in the beginning of the week, it'll be more quiet towards the end of the week. All right. So let's go ahead and check out what we have. For Tuesday, we already have three red folders for EU or the euro, and that's going to be taking place at 4:15, 4:30, and 4:45 in the morning. That's going to be during the London session, one of the most volatile sessions in the foreign exchange market. So be on the lookout for that. We have to take that into consideration that in about 6 hours, we're going to have some red folder news releases. All right, and then at 4:45 and 5 o'clock in the morning, we have two more red folder news releases, market manufacturing. All right, so we're going to keep that in mind with our analysis tonight. On Wednesday, we have unemployment. Everybody knows anytime there's news on unemployment, expect high volatility. Unemployment is one of those news releases that it provides a lot of volatility to the market. So that's going to be taking place Wednesday during the London session. 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, unemployment rate. All right, keep that in mind. Then at 6 o'clock on Wednesday, we also have more unemployment rate news releases for EU. And then the United States dollar at 8:15, 9:45 during the New York session. We have employment change and then market composite. Those are all red folder news releases. So it's just going to be a busy day Wednesday. We got a busy night coming up, you know, with the red folders starting out the week. And we got to be careful. Minimum risk this week for me. All right. And then Thursday, I'll be out of the market by this time. But for everybody else, if you still decide to trade, just be aware that at 4:15 in the morning on Thursday, we're going to have some news releases for EU. Red folder news releases. All right. 4:15, 4:45. And then at 4:45, 5 o'clock, just all red folders. And then at 8:30, we have jobless claims, all right, for the United States dollar. So anything that you're trading that's against the United States dollar, GU, EU, UJ, anything that's connected to the US dollar, expect volatility. And then, of course, on Friday, we have retail sales for EU at 5 o'clock in the morning. And then we have non-farm payroll, which is crazy. Honestly, non-farm payroll it's not how it used to be. Non-farm payroll, when I first started trading about 3 years ago, it was very volatile. I mean, the moves was like super crazy. Now they don't really, it's not as volatile as it used to be, but still volatile enough where you need to cut risk and just be careful. And the reason why I do not trade NFP and why I stopped trading on Wednesday, Thursday morning at the latest, is because even though there's opportunity to make a lot of money with the volatility from NFP, the markets become less predictable. All right. And I find my strength in trading predictable price action. And price action is not predictable. It's not in my favor. So I stay out of the market. And that's how I keep, right? That's how I keep a consistent win ratio, right? A risk to reward. Joe said it was always long. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but let's go ahead and get into the analysis of EU. And then if you guys have anything that you want me to analyze as far as financial assets, cryptocurrency, stocks, indices, right? Precious metals, Forex, whatever it is. If we have time to get to it, I will, but let's go ahead and get into EU. Rachel said, analyze squid. I don't even know what the ticker symbol is for that, but I do want to show people that is definitely that. You know what? Instead of going over what I was going to go over today, I'm going to go over investing in meme coins and the dangers behind it. That's actually a perfect example. All right. So we are looking at the dollar right now. The DXY, just in case you don't know, that represents the United States dollar. And so this is very important to analyze if you're trading anything that's going against the dollar, because whatever direction and price action that's happening on the dollar is going to be the opposite, or is going to tell you what's going on with your pair. So let's head out to a higher time frame and look at what's going on with the dollar. So from the higher time frame, we are uptrending. Have a push up. We've been creating higher highs and higher lows, and we finally come to an area of really strong resistance. Okay, now it's really in my opinion, it's in a confusing spot. I've been looking at it all day, just seeing what's going to happen with price action, or what's most likely to happen. And I don't feel comfortable with what I'm seeing on EU. And I'll show you guys that in a minute. But last week we had a push down and we had a strong push up, and now we're starting to reject again. All right. We came up into this area. We're starting to reject. And the way that is looking, we could go here or we could go here. All right. We're trading in between this range right now. And I'm not sure if it's going to continue up or continue down. If I was to go with the higher time frame, institutional order flow, we are headed up. But I don't know if we're going to continue, up before we go down and maybe take out this low here. Remember, this is NFP week. And so I have to look at things like this, because during NFP week, highs and lows that you wouldn't think would get raided or attacked or taken out usually do during NFP week. So got to be real careful. And let's go ahead and look at EU. All right, so there we have our sell from last week. We ran up as expected and just dropped. And let's see how many pips this is. One of my students actually caught almost this whole move. But on EU, 160 pips. I mean, that is a great play on EU. So let's review really quick before we move forward. Remember, we always want to know what we're looking at and where we are in the market. Remember, the institutional order flow is bearish. So EU is trending down from the higher time frame. And this pullback that was happening, we were expecting it to sell off from this area. All right. So We finally came up to the area we've been talking about for about 3 or 4 weeks now, and we've sold off. Now, we do have a buy area down here that I would like to wait for it to come from. And ideally, during NFP week, that is where I would like to see it come down to get in for a buy. Hopefully that happens before Wednesday or early Thursday morning, because like I said, I'm not seeing anything on the lower time frames as far as a good place to get in. So let me go ahead and drop down to the lower time frame so I can show you guys what I mean by that. And here's one of the investment gems of the day, just in case you didn't know. Something that I've learned about EU. Now, I can't say this for every other pair, but for EU, what I've learned from studying it is that when there's an area of consolidation, when price comes back up into consolidation, it tends to consolidate. All right. So all of my students that's on the call, if you're taking notes, go ahead and write that down. This is something that's very important to know, and it's going to help you in the future with knowing when to trade and when not to trade and how price should react. All right. So like I said, this is an old area of consolidation, and we've come back up into that area. And more than likely, we're going to get consolidation-like behavior. All right. So what that means is, because this is the zone, more than likely what's going to happen is we're going to come down and then we're going to bounce. And we're going to stay, probably in this range. And so because of that, because we've come back up into a range of consolidation, and there's so much distance between this high up here that got attacked last week and this low right here, that's a range of 150 pips that we have to find either a buy or a sell in, and our stop loss would ideally be above the high or above the low. And honestly, guys, I really don't see anything in between this range. I do not like this. So what I'm going to wait on is the same area that we've been waiting on for some weeks now. We caught the sell, right? The sell happened. What's going on in between, I don't know. But what I would like, the next position I would like to take is the buy area down here at price level 1.14000 and 1.13502. All right. And this is all that I can give you guys on Markup Mondays, because this is all of the data that's being provided right now. Throughout the week, maybe some I think I'm back on. Can everybody hear me now? Am I back? They kicked me out. I don't understand what happened. Drop a 1 in the chat if you can hear me and see me clear. Yes. Okay. How much did y'all miss? What did I give y'all the buy area? Because I went over the buy area. Where did I leave off at? Did y'all get everything y'all needed for EU? Did y'all get everything that y'all needed for EU? Did I point out the buy area and explain why I wouldn't trade consolidation? All right, cool. All right, so somebody said I froze. Consistency. All right, is there anything that anybody wants me to mark up before we move on? We got about 9 more minutes before we get into the presentation. Hopefully I'm not still froze up. I apologize, y'all, for any technical difficulties that you may be experiencing. All right, so give y'all the buy area again. Got you. Give me a quick second. Hold on, y'all. This is Rachel. This is the backup that I got somebody that can tell me what's going on. Hold on, y'all. Hello?
Are you good? Never mind.
Good? Okay. All right, thank you. Bye. All right, there we go. All right, so the buy area that I am waiting on is in between price level 1.14000 and 1.13500. That is what I'm waiting on. Like I said, if I see anything based on the information that's formed over the next couple of days, I may take something. But as far as what I'm calling out publicly, I'm only waiting on that buy. Right. Let's go ahead and look at UCAD and US 30. Somebody called out UCAD. All right, so UCAD is the United States dollar versus the Canadian dollar, right? So if it's the United States dollar versus the Canadian dollar, what pair determines the direction of the trend? Pop quiz for my students. If the United States dollar is going against the Canadian dollar, what quote determines the direction of the trend? Man, so UCAD is looking like it can go either way as well. All right, we really created this imbalance here. So we're working between this low and this high right here. We're working within this range. And it could really go to either one. We could even see something where they go for both of them. As far as what's going on the smaller time frame, we do have higher highs and higher lows being created. I am bearish on EU, which means I have to be bullish on the dollar. And before I move forward, let me see. Right, the US dollar. All right, so Khalil said the dollar. JB said the dollar. Everybody said the dollar. Yes, good job, y'all. Good stuff. The first quote in the pair always determines the direction of price. All right, so in this case, the United States dollar is the leading quote, which means if the dollar is bullish, then the US dollar versus the Canadian dollar should be bullish. And so, yeah, when I'm looking at Joel on UCAD is I would be looking for a buy. I would be wary of this low right here because they could, if they are going to buy, they could come for this low before. I'm pretty sure you see this down here. All right, so preferably I would like, if it's going to buy, I would like for it to come down here first. I would buy from this area. This is the hour. And any sales that I would take, I would try to catch the reaction off of this area up here. But that's what I'm seeing. Buy area from down here, only looking for the reaction, 20 pips, right? Or a sell, only looking for the reaction, 20 pips. So that's what I see for UCAD. All right, and then US 30, let's go ahead and go over that. The top 30 US stocks, the beast. Everybody love US 30. All right, so let's head out to the daily. US 30 is continuing to defy the laws of gravity, and they are creating all-time highs still. And what I've learned about stocks, because stocks is a little different from foreign exchange, is when stocks tend to create all-time highs, they tend to create more all-time highs. So it looks like US 30 is going to be buying this week. I really like this whole zone right here is really a buying area. This whole zone right here is a buying area. Let's go ahead and drop down to the lower time frame, see if we see anything in structure. Let's go ahead and narrow this down. And it looks like it's really already buying from the area I would buy from, but they're coming back down into it. And US 30 is so volatile. I mean, if it's going a direction, you could literally tap the button, get in and get right out. But I'm expecting bullishness out of US 30. If it came down into this green area, this would be the buy zone for me. And I will put my stop below the low. All right, so even from the 1 hour, maybe we get a push back down below this low right here. And we come into the buy area. But that's where I would be looking to take buys from. All right. And somebody said Shiba predictions. My prediction for SHIB, I really don't know. Let's look at the technical side of it. Technically looking at it, it looked like it's really it's gearing up to make a continuation or to push up even more. And it's actually starting to form market structure. All right, so we pushed up and we've been consolidating in this price range between 6,000, 6,000 and really 0.00, like let's call it 8,000. But yeah, I think it's gonna continue to push up. I like this move right here, this pullback, even though it's all within consolidation. I like this push up, this pullback. I like this push up, and then we start to pull back. We start to consolidate, and it looks like it's going to push up even higher. And SHIB actually has some structure behind it. It's not just a meme coin. I found out that it's a little more than a meme coin, and it has some reasoning. It has some value behind it. So I can see it continuing up. I do not believe it's going to get to a penny. And I know this is being recorded. Y'all can call me out on it later, but I don't believe it's going to get to a penny. I treat this just like I treat my foreign exchange trades. I get in and out, right? I got in down here when it ran up, took my profit, and I waited for a pullback, got in again, and now I have SHIB buried as well. So collecting about 500% interest on that just from burying it, just from staking it. So that's another way to really hedge and protect yourself is if you own SHIB, you should be burying it. And where you can do that at is SHIB swap. You are going to have to own Ethereum to do that, though. All right, so it's 8:30, y'all. I've analyzed all the pairs that I can. Let's go ahead and get into went over the gem of the day. I told you guys about the consolidation. You know what? We'll go over one more thing. Rachel, what is the ticker for Squid or whatever that's called? Squid. Okay. Let's see if we can find this, y'all. I really want y'all to see this. All I see is Squid Game. I don't think we're gonna be able to find it. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Type Squid. Okay. SQUID. I really want y'all to see this. I don't even think it's not even pulling up. It's not even pulling up on my chart. All right, well, it's cool. Well, basically what I wanted to show you guys is what people can do. Anybody can make a cryptocurrency, which is why y'all got to be careful with this stuff and know what you're getting into. Just because your friend is saying, hey, we heard about this new coin and, you want to play, don't play lottery with your money, especially if it's money that you're not willing to lose. But basically anybody can make a cryptocurrency. And what happened is these guys, they made this cryptocurrency, and this happens a lot. And they create, forums and hype around it, and people invest their money into it. And because it's so low, the money will push the price of the cryptocurrency up. And as more people get in, it drives price up. And what they'll do is they'll sell it all. They'll crash everything. It goes down. And if you didn't get out in time, then all your money is gone, and they take all their money and they leave and they disappear. All right. So just be wary of, scams like that. It's Squid Game. It's like 1,000 times. Okay. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I got something really special for y'all, and really informational. All right. More than anything, y'all definitely want to take notes and have your notebooks ready. And if anybody wants to come in on the StreamYard and talk to me in front of everybody about what we're going to talk about tonight, because it's going to come a portion where I'm going to be asking you guys questions. If you would like to come in, all you got to do is drop your email inside wherever you're watching from. If you're watching from YouTube, if you're watching from Facebook, drop it in the comments, and Rachel is going to email you a link, and that's going to allow you to come in on StreamYard, and we'll be able to converse about what we're about to talk about tonight. So the call is open for anybody to come in on the show. Just go ahead and drop your email. Maltip Milk says, Shiba Inu, nope, is not going to a penny. What's your thoughts on Robinhood? Facts. Blake said, scam coins are real. Only buy coins with utilities. Yes. Yep. Fella said it's definitely a pump and dump. And Rachel said, send me the link. All right, I got you. I am sending that link over to you now. Give me a quick second, y'all. We are about to get into this. As soon as I send Rachel this link, we are going to get into what the metaverse is. All right, link is sent. All right, let's get into it. All right, so as I'm doing this, if you guys are dropping comments, I'm not going to be able to see them until I come back off of screen share. But I will get to all of you guys' comments, all right? Let's add this, boom, boom, boom. And Rachel, can you shoot me a text and let me know that you can see my screen? Just send me a 1 to my phone. All right. All right. So what is the metaverse? So you guys have heard, or if you haven't heard, Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, they have changed their name. That's what everybody thinks. They've changed their name to Meta. Facebook has changed to Meta. And we're going to, clear up some stuff and really just state the facts. All right. I'm going to try my hardest not to be biased or opinionative on this. I really just want to state the facts for you guys so you can take the information and digest it for yourself. All right. So let me give you some background on everything. Did you know that 97% of Facebook's revenue comes from ads? All right. Sorry to break it to y'all, but Facebook is not a place for us to be social. All right. It's not a place for us to be social. It is a place for you to be sold to. All right. And they collect your information. And with that, when they collect your information, if you've ever been, talking to a friend and you brought up, Applebee's, I'm thinking about going to Applebee's, you'll literally go into your phone, start to scroll your news feed, and you'll see a hot sizzling steak pop up in your news feed telling you to come to Applebee's, right? That's because, of course, they're listening. We all know this by now. A couple years ago, it was surprising. Oh, my God, I can't believe it. But we all know that they're listening to us. This is how they collect data on us, and they sell the information to small businesses. All right. So there is a business. This is where they get 97% of their revenue from. And they have to collect personal data in order for small businesses to advertise efficiently. They also do it with algorithms. If you're ever talking about trading or investing, guess why I pop up in your news feed? right? Because that's what I talk about. That's what I do. If that's what you talk about, they're going to bring me up in your algorithm. So I want to say it was about 2 months ago, iOS did an update for the iPhone. I'm pretty sure a lot of anybody who owns iPhones, y'all know about this. iOS has, or Apple has a data privacy, and they claim that they take the privacy of their customers very seriously. They didn't like what was happening with Facebook, so they came up with this update. And basically now you have the option when you go into an app, it'll ask you, or it'll let you know, hey, this app sells data. Do you want your data to be shared, or do you want your data to be sold? And you have the option to say no. And what this did was it put a dent in Mark's pockets. All right, this put a dent in Mark's pockets, but not too much of a dent. All right. Did you also know that 80% of Facebook users own Androids? 80% of Facebook users own Androids. And I'm not laughing at Androids because I love Androids. Even though I have an iPhone now, I was forced into it by my wife. But I just think it's funny that 80% of Facebook users are Androids and only 14% are iPhone users. All right. And that information was found at www.omnicoreagency.com. So it really didn't put much of a dent in his pockets. All right. 14%. Still got 80% of people who use Androids, which means small businesses still should be able to utilize the ad system, and Mark should still be making money. So really no big deal from there, right? Well, in its quarterly, or in Facebook's quarterly earnings filing with the Securities and Exchange Commissions, the SEC, Facebook told its shareholders that beginning in September 2021, they had become subject to government investigations and requests relating to a former employee's allegations and release of internal company documents concerning, among other things, their algorithms, advertising and user metrics, and content enforcement practices, as well as misinformation and other undesirable activity on the platform and user well-being. So this lady right here, whistleblower Frances Huygens, she came forward just a couple of days ago, right, on October 25th, 2021, to British lawmakers. And she told them that Facebook, basically, they stoke online hate and extremism. And if you don't know what stokes means, it means to fuel or to, basically to keep it going, or to make it more, make it bigger, right? So stokes online hate and extremism, fails to protect children from harmful content, and lacks any incentive to fix the problems. All right. And after this, a few days later, just 3 days later, on October 28, 2021, Zuck announces new name for Facebook. All right. Or at least that's what everybody thought. So what he actually said is, we don't want to be known as Facebook. We want to be seen as Metaverse. All right. So they want to move away from Facebook and they want to be known as a Meta. So Facebook is just a section of Meta. And what Meta is actually a holding company. So it holds apps like Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram, and it's pretty much the mother or father company that these apps are under. All right. So Meta is a separate thing, but it's a whole thing. OK, pretty much he really doing a loophole in business. So just in case you were wondering, no, your Facebook memories and pictures probably aren't going anywhere anytime soon, but I still recommend getting some of them off if they're precious to you, because the internet can go down at any time. All right, now let's get into Meta and what it is and what the metaverse is. So let's break down the word Meta. Meta means beyond. All right, and then verse is just a back formation of the word universe. And so, in other words, metaverse is a word used to describe the concept of a future iteration of the internet, what the internet could be, made up of persistent, shared 3D virtual spaces linked into a perceived virtual universe. And just in case you don't understand anything that I just said, trust me, we're about to break it down. All right. So to understand this better, we must understand the difference between AR and VR, or augmented reality and virtual reality, because there is a difference. So virtual reality is what everybody thinks Meta is. All right. Everybody was kind of quoting Ready Player One, and that's virtual reality, because in Ready Player One, he puts on the goggles and he's in a totally different world. All right, that's virtual reality. It's a simulated experience that can be similar to or completely different from the real world. Now, augmented reality is something a little different. All right, if you've ever played Pokemon Go, or you've done the apps where you ever seen the kids with the spiders crawling on their face, but it's not really crawling on their face, that's augmented reality. So that's an interactive experience of real world environment where the objects that reside in the real world are enhanced by computer generated perceptual information. All right, so this is a little different. And this brings up, some concerns and some questions. All right, so the metaverse. The metaverse is a world where you are immersed in the internet. Everything in the real world is enhanced by AI, meaning I could see somebody and, if the information allows it, maybe I could see what their temperature is. And I can see this in my eyes, right? I can see what their temperature is. I can see if they got the vaccine or not. You know what I'm saying? I can see their credit score, whatever it is. It enhances, and you can see things, through your eyes, but it's kind of through technology and through AI. And so how is this possible though? Like, how can this be made possible? And that is through virtual vision. All right. So if you guys don't know, there's this company called Mojo Vision. I just discovered this a few days ago, but they built AR enabled contact lenses. And as an investor, it is my duty to investigate this business because there could be a potential opportunity to get in early on a company that could be leading something that is going to change the world and change the way life is. All right. So let's head over to Mojo Vision and let's see what they're about. If you want to read more about Mojo Vision, just head to www.mojovision.com. But we come to the page, and the first thing they say is, what if tomorrow you could? All right. See a stronger future. And they kind of show you an example of like what it's going to be like, some things that you can do. Of course, they're going to show you all the positive things that can happen with this product. Elevate your sight. I'll let you guys check this out. There's no sound, but just to give you an idea and a better understanding of what augmented reality is. All right, look at this guy. He's walking and he wants to go to a restaurant, and it pops up, right there in the middle. He's walking across the street. All right, so this company has designed this. They've designed this technology, and this is something that we will be able to put into our eyes. You can also do it, with glasses, but I'm guessing that some of y'all y'all got, some ideas, like, right? Your mind is kind of like, your wheels are spinning and turning right now, thinking about what this could be and what this could lead to. All right. So this company, and I don't know, can you guys see this? I hope y'all seeing my screen. Let me check my screen, y'all. Okay. Yeah, y'all should be able to see that. All right, let's head back to the PowerPoint. And let's go ahead and look at Mojo stock. All right, because it's actually, I don't believe they've went public yet. They were founded in 2015, and their total funding right now is $159 million, which really is not a lot. All right, so this is a company that hasn't even started yet that could be looking into. Their ticker should be MOJO, or will be MOJO. All right. All right. So we have some future stocks that haven't gone public yet. We have Meta and the Metaverse and Facebook. We got Mark Zuckerberg. We know he wants to change the world. And then we have this company that they could make this experience possible through these lenses. So Mojo, the vision ticker is Mojo. And on December 1st, you need to know that Facebook ticker symbol is going to change to MVRS on December 1st, 2021. Taking notes. Some of y'all might be invested in Facebook. You need to understand that that is going to change on December 1st of 2021. All right. Now let's get into the moral side of things. This is where I want this is where I want to see, I want to hear from you guys. All right. So I'm pretty sure this raises some questions, right? So the first question I have is, would you consider this an advancement or a step backwards? All right. And I want to hear from y'all. Would you consider this an advancement or a step backwards? Let me go ahead and read some of these comments. So Malted Milk said, that's why my account is no longer active. Don't care for Facebook any longer. Yep. Judge asked Mark Z, would he like someone to share his information? Right. Alicia said, wow. Blake says cryptos like Sandbox and Decentralized will explode because of Meta, like programs and products. Definitely something I was thinking about in the question I was going to get to. But definitely stay on, man, because I want to rap with you about that. All right. So JB believes that it's an advancement into government intrusion. I like that. He said it's an advancement. It's an advancement. That was clever. Into government intrusion. All right. Larry believes it's an experiment. All right. So Keith believes, he thinks it can be both an advancement in medical diagnosis and an invasion of privacy. All right. It's always going to be a bad side. It's always going to be a possible negative, and anything that can go wrong will and eventually go wrong. Don said he's unsure a lot with this new title. All right, so Angel believes that it's an advancement, but with potential downsides, of course, right? Ross says an advancement in giving up privacy and rights, right? Yep. And then Joe said just another way they can track you and get into your business. Alicia says it could be both in a sense, and it would make our life a bit easier. It is scary. I agree. It is scary. I think it's something that we're going to have to deal with in our lifetime. And I'm in agreement with, Keith and everybody who's saying that basically it can go both ways, because it can be used for great things. Like it's technology. There is technology that's been created that has been a benefit to mankind, but it can be used for the opposite. And that's always it's always the thing that's there, is that whatever bad can happen, or whatever, evil technology can be used for, eventually it will, right? And we know what the agenda is. We already know what the agenda is. So this is what I was thinking, Larry. Larry said, what if people drive with that on? I see a problem for sure. I see a problem with that. I also see a problem with these self-driving trucks and cars, right? AI controlling vehicles. That's scary, to be out there on the road with something that's driving itself, AI. This is something that, something we're going to have to deal with. Fella says, it seems like a bigger part of the We Build Back Better plan. We will own nothing and be happy is their motto. All right. WEF, fella said, World Economic Forum, it will turn us into Wally. Right. For sure. So let's continue. My next question is something that I want to bring up. I don't know how I can do this without. Okay, here we go. Boom, bring this up. All right. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get back to the slides. So my next question is, will it be affordable for the average person? Do you think this is something that's going to be affordable for the average person? Because then if it's affordable, or if it's not affordable for the average person, then are they really trying to, pry into privacy? Because if they wanted to, it should be available to everybody, just like this jab is, right? They're making a jab available to everybody because they have some they want to heal everybody. They want to heal the world. Want to make sure everybody is safe from that thing that's going around. But if there is an agenda, then it should be free. If it isn't much of an agenda, then, you know, maybe only the rich, maybe it's something only the rich can take advantage of, right? See what y'all think. All right. Let's see. JB said why we need to all get wealth as traders and move to our own island, African paradise, right? For sure. Keith said, I always think about that with Tesla, like they are driving themselves right now. Yeah. Angel said she could see people misusing this technology for sure. It seems invasive to some degree. Yep. Keith said not realistically, but people often buy what they can't afford. This is true. We programmed to do that from the beginning. Don said, like going to the moon, not everyone can participate. All right, so you don't think that this is something that's going to be available for everybody? I'll say, so where's the incentive to really take over then? You know, if the average person isn't going to be able to even participate in this, then maybe there is no malice behind it, right? Rachel said, I think there will be an Android version and an iPhone version. Oh my goodness. Hey, y'all, somebody come get that. Come get her. Somebody come get her. Man. Yep. Bruce Willis is in a movie like this. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on to the next question. What are the dangers of this kind of concept in technology? What do y'all think are some of the dangers of it? All right, I'm gonna just kind of go through these questions, and then we'll start to wrap up the call because it's 8:54. We got about 6 minutes, so I'm just gonna give y'all some questions that I wanted to ask, some questions that came up for me. So, what are some of the dangers of this kind of concept in technology? What are some of the benefits? Right, what could some of the benefits be? Could privacy issues arise? I think we've talked about that a little bit. Are these good investment opportunities? Where my investors at? What do y'all think about this? You know, I know it's crazy and it's mind blowing. And what y'all think about investing in something like this? What do y'all think about an investment opportunity? And would you invest in it even if you don't agree with the technology? Are you a moral investor or are you a logical investor? And how are you feeling about the future of the world? I want to know how everybody's on this call is feeling about the future of the world. Are you hopeful? You know, are you not? Do you believe this is it? Like how you feeling about the future of the world? Let's go ahead and I'm about to check out y'all comments. Naya believes that she doubts that it'll be available to the general public. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure if I don't know. Like I said, if they want to do, if there's some malintent behind this, I believe they'll make it readily and easily available. But if it's not, then it probably won't be available to everybody. Sid said there's always a secret agenda when it comes to Big Brother. I agree. All right. So, I said she dirty. Hackers. Jarrell said hackers. Or privacy. All right. I think Naya said yes to it being a good investment. I think Rachel said yes to it being a good investment. Angel said people can hack into technology and create terrible realities. That is something that I was thinking about too. When I learned about this, I'm like, when you think about what's happening with kids, with the spider crawling on their face, this is definitely something that hackers can get into. And if you have something permanently implanted, right? Because they got the neural chip too. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna find some way to, connect that to your vision. But Yeah, that could be a terrible life to live if you get caught up and get hooked up to that stuff and you can't unhook from it. Naya believes this is the future. Joel says it could be a good investment with the thinking emoji. Rachel said, I wouldn't. I have to disagree with you, Rachel. I would actually invest in this. Why wouldn't you invest, Rachel? Jarrell said this will have to be a logical investment. Yeah, definitely. It will have to be logical because morally, to be honest, it's the world is really evolving. It's not something that we can really stop unless we, become like the Unabomber and believe that all technology is going to be the end of the world. And we put some kind of movement together and we go, destroy the technology and the people that's creating the technology. But obviously nobody on this call is going to do that. So if there is an investment opportunity and it's not something that we can really stop anyway, that's my logic on it. Rachel said 3% hopeful. Sid said we got to wait for Elon Musk to vouch for it first. Right. Right. Because whatever he believes in, that's some crazy market manipulation. Like he's like, they treat him like God, everything that he say. Ross is definitely a part of the future. So many comments. Hold on, y'all. Y'all got Blake said this is just as big as crypto. Fella said, I've never met a moral investor. I've never met a moral investor. It's really hard to be moral when you really don't. I don't believe in Facebook. I don't believe in Instagram. I don't really like what it's doing psychologically and socially to people. I don't. But I do know that, it's money to be made there. They can collect and sell poor people's data the Facebook way. Keith said we actually worked on this back in 2014. The AR can show you things that aren't there. They can show you dope stuff, but it can cause a lot of lasting psychological issues. Occlusion was working on something similar along with the headsets, right? So I definitely see some psychological problems from this. Says it's the future. Fortnite and 2K has shown us this is the future, right? Man, people are going to be addicted to this stuff, man. Jessica said the way the world is going is a little scary, but you got to be fluid with the times. I think it's a logical investment to make because the younger generation is living online. Okay. Shay says this honestly makes me weary about the future of the world. I agree that it has the potential to be readily available to the world due to the possibility of there being a terrible agenda behind it, population control. Naya says that Momo thing that happened is a perfect example. Right. JB, he said they're going to have us playing virtual red light, green light, whether we want to play it or not. Yeah, that's when you know it's a problem if they force you to have this stuff. All right, Khalil says dependency and control is the future of the world. Yep, dependency and control. Dependency and control. Christine says she would invest in this with more information. So Angel says, I feel somewhat hopeful for the state of my own life, but as far as the world itself, I do not. I really want to create enough wealth to create a utopian society of like-minded people. Seriously, though. Yeah, it sounds good. It sounds good. But a utopian society it's not going to be possible without, I don't want to say this on Facebook, but it's not going to be possible without the same methods that were used to create the dystopia. So the same methods that they used to create America, what they did, the violence, that's going to have to be something that happens in order for a utopia. I believe in order for there to be peace, there has to be war. They're not going to just give it up. Joel says, for those of us who know the Bible, we have an awesome future. I hear you. Sid, it ain't no morals in business. It is morals, man. Shay said, absolutely a great investment opportunity. Rachel would agree. Benaya. All right. And Larry said there has to be war. I agree, Larry. I agree. All right. So look, it's 9:02. Guys, that wraps it up for Markup Mondays. I really hope y'all got value from this call, from the trading, the trading section, and from learning more about, the metaverse, augmented reality, virtual reality. Hopefully you guys are more up on this. And I hope that y'all share this information with y'all loved ones and people close to y'all, because like I said, this is something that we need to be made aware of so we can start to prepare for it. All right, this is something that's on the way. This is something we're going to have to prepare our kids for, something we got to get ready for. And then, of course, there's some investment opportunities in there as well. But that is it. I love you guys. Man, had a great time. Appreciate everybody that commented and rocked out with me. We'll be waiting on that buy area to get hit, remember. And that wraps it up. Everybody stay safe, but stay dangerous. Oh, Markup Mondays takes place. This happens. We do this every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time from my Facebook, from the Bold People Get Rich YouTube channel. And we also do it is live streaming right now on the website at www.bpgrinc.com. Make sure you guys subscribe to the newsletter to stay up to date on everything. Eventually, I'm about to start sending what our watch list is, some things that, companies I've been studying, and what could be, some, pretty good investments that people may not know about. So make sure you subscribe to our newsletter. The link is inside my bio on Facebook, or you can go to the website, www.bpgrinc, and just, search the website and you'll find it. But other than that, everybody enjoy their night and stay safe, stay dangerous. Students, I will see you inside the chats and on the charts. Love y'all. Peace.